Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in again today. Today I wanted to just talk about different types of muscle contractions in relation to certain exercises. So there's a few different types of ways your muscles can contract. Two common ones that people are aware of, or at least partially aware of, are concentric versus eccentric. All right, and I actually want to talk about the eccentric loading today. So if you think about the two different types, the concentric and the eccentric, concentric is contraction while shortening. All right, so you're shortening the muscle. It's more of that powerful contraction. Usually, this is what you're using when you're pressing or pushing, something where the muscle is shortening while you're contracting it. Eccentric is actually it's lengthening while you're contracting it. So if you think of it as concentric is kind of like the gas. Eccentric is kind of like the brake. All right, so eccentric loading typically is some type of deceleration force, and it's usually priming a concentric load following it. Right, so we load the spring and then we explode it out, and that's the idea about loading eccentrically. So eccentric loading is important because we have to constantly decelerate and then accelerate consistently in life. Walking, any type of moving, there's always some type of deceleration effect. Anytime we have to change directions, especially in sports, we're decelerating to then change and go in an opposite direction. So these deceleration forces are important. Most injuries that are like non-traumatic, obviously if you get hit and you break your leg from getting hit, that's traumatic. But if you go to plant your foot and go in another direction and your ACL tears, that was a deceleration injury. So loading and training these eccentric movements can actually, one, help you prevent injuries, and two, help you load into that stretch shortening cycle better. That way you explode out of it quicker. All right, so loading eccentrically actually helps you create more power for the sport or movement that you actually want to do. So there's a lot of different ways we can load different movements eccentrically. Different plyometrics and things like that are great tools. There's also a few exercises that challenge certain muscles eccentrically as well. One of which is one of my favorites, not 100% appropriate for everyone to start. This is more of an intermediate to advanced move, is a hamstring drop. So we do have a machine out on the main floor, the glute ham machine. In the studio, I've rigged up one of these Rogue Bulgarian squat pads, rear foot elevated split squat pads here, and I'm just gonna lock my legs underneath it. So with this exercise, you can do it with a partner, you can do it with something where you're just holding your legs down, all right, but you really want a good hold to the floor. So right now I'm really locked down to the floor, and what I'm gonna let myself do is tip forward. All right, I'm gonna try and make this last at least 5 seconds before I hit the floor and then come back up, right? So I'm really dug in, nice and smooth. I'm gonna slowly lower myself down, and I find these sticking points, and I just hold and really keep trying, and then I lose it, and I push back up, all right? Starting out on these, I would recommend just like 3 sets of 5. All right, so just 5 at a time, and try and make this drop last at least 5 seconds before you hit the floor. All right, so nice and smooth, slowly lowering down. Eccentric hamstring drops, great eccentric loading exercise for the hamstrings. Great injury prevention, helps you load and be more powerful on your other movements. And there's your tips for today so far. So any questions about that exercise or how to get more out of other type of eccentric exercises, help injury prevention and create more power, definitely talk to one of our trainers on staff, and we'll see you next time.